Hello everyone, I'm here to read Kidnapped by Sexy Men Chapter 4, even though it's been a month since I've done the last reading. Yeah, I've been busy. And also, regarding my sprites, I am actually going to be making summer versions of the sprites. I have a couple done already, but I'm going to be doing the rest of them pretty soon, so hopefully you guys will be able to see that. So yeah, let's get started. You woke up to a white room. Ah, man, are we in a mental institute? I shouldn't have made that joke. You're in a white bed and black sheets. As you looked around the modern 2012 room, you noticed that it had one theme, black and white. You personally thought it looked pretty nice. Everything matched. You slowly got out of bed. As you stood up, you almost tripped over your luggage. You skipped a few steps until your head hit the door hard. You fell to the floor, rubbing your head. That really hurt. Oh, of course, because it's like a stereotype for Reader Chan to be clumsy. Like, that's just one of many stereotypes about Reader Chan. A few silent tears fell onto your black jeans. Wait, you slept in your jeans? Isn't that kind of uncomfortable? As you rubbed your head, you were so caught up in how much it hurt that you didn't notice the Canadian who came into your room. He came in because his room was right next door to yours, and he heard a huge thump. He instantly got worried, and that is why he was in your room now. Are you okay? He asked as he bent down to remove your hand. You looked up. He was so adorable and nice. When did he get in here? But that didn't matter now. You were so caught up in the moment of checking on your head that you didn't bother to go fangirl on the country. You seem fine, he said as he checked where your head was bumped. You blushed as you noticed his own hand holding yours. Lucy. Gosh darn it, Lucy. Noticed his own hand holding yours down in your lap. Do you want some ice on it? He asked you. You looked up at him, still blushing, and slowly nodded your head. He then helped you up and led you out of the room and down the hallway. As you walked down the white hallway, no, I am not making any more mental institute jokes. With Canada, you could hear the other countries at the end of the hall. Right before the two of you walked and further, probably got to the kitchen, you stopped. You just noticed that you two were holding hands. This is going way too fast for your poor little fangirl mind. You had woke up in a house where the top 11 countries were living. You hit your head. Then Canada came to the rescue. Wait, wasn't this America's job to be the hero? Something wrong, he asked you. You looked back up at his eyes. Oh, God. I'm sorry, but the way it's written, it's GAWD, and it just reminds you of that one vine where it's like asterisk rar asterisk XD. Those perfectly beautiful violet eyes, they literally sparkled in front of your very own being. You blushed as he slightly chuckled. You look like a tomato. I mean, isn't that Spain's thing to say that? He said as he started to slightly drag you to the kitchen. You closed your eyes, the two of you entered the kitchen. You knew the other 10 countries were in here, and you could tell that all eyes were on you, but you didn't feel like fainting today. But how could you not when you were surrounded by sexy men? What are you doing to Jessica, Canada? You heard France ask. Should you open your eyes? You decided so. You slowly opened your eyes to see the most beautiful kitchen that connected to the most beautiful dining room. You weren't surprised at the architecture. Personified countries lived here. Of course it would be a luxury home. There's nothing wrong with me, you slightly pouted as you sat down on a stool as Canada got an ice pack from the fridge. Okay. I'm looking over what China says next, and grammar's kind of, what happened to her? Her face, her forehead, I almost said face, what the hell? Her forehead in all red aru. I read that how that was written. I didn't make that up. You watched as China came over to you. He looked at your forehead. As he did this, you counted the beautiful light brown specks in his brown eyes that were filled with all kinds of shades of beautiful brown. Okay, that's kind of creepy. As he backed away, a small pink flush was left on your cheeks. Here you go, Canada said, as he placed an ice pack on your head. The cold sensation instantly made it feel better. Thank you, you mumbled under your breath. Why did you just say that so rude? They spelled was, but it's W2. Yes, the actual number, AS. You inner Romano coming out. How did she hurt her head? Precious said as he came over to you. He had a look of concern. It felt out of character. I mean, what? How dare you assume that Pressure just can't feel concern at all? I mean, yeah, he's a butt, but he can still feel concern. But no one knew the real Pressure. Not yet, at least. He wanted to show it to you out of all people. But you didn't know that just yet. Of course. I tripped over my luggage and I hit the door, you mumbled behind the curtain of hair that covered your face. How come I imagine Raider-chan just looking like Samara from The Ring? You tensed up. Your eyes went wide. Your hearts... Last time I checked, Raider-chan wasn't a vampire, and I know only certain vampires have 2 hearts, but... Fuck it, close enough. Pounded wildly, and you blushed red as a tomato when Pressure decided to put your hair behind your ear. That's better. I'd rather see your beautiful face, he said as he smiled. He smiled at you. Precious smiled at you. What was he trying to do? Make you faint? Well, it was almost working with that cute face of his and that smile. You stammered as you tried to think of what to say to him. Thank you. I love your smile. You look sexy today, because he did as always, and I don't really care. Thank you, Pressure in Canada, you said as you tried to look them in their beautiful eyes. It was hard to, though. They were just so sexy. So we should explain now, Pressure said as he took a seat next to you. You looked him in the eyes, or at least tried to, as he leaned closer to you. We still won't tell you why we kidnapped you or stalked you, but there's one rule in this house as you live with us, he smirked as he backed away from your face. What is it? You stuttered as you thought of what it could be. It could be anything, ranging from something rated G to something rated NC-17. Okay, am I the only one that didn't know what NC-17 was until I read this fanfiction? Okay, for those who don't know, NC-17 is an American film rating, but I've basically never heard of it until this fanfiction. So, NC-17 is like film rating for films with like graphic violence, harsh language, and or sexual material that is typically very explicit. Act naughty and we punish you, he said in a very seductive voice. Oh dear Lord, you tightly grasped your jeans as you blushed madly. Now that was rated NC-17. Punished. It can range from scolding to, you know, that thing, sexual intercourse. This makes things a lot creepier now that I've defined what NC-17 is. Also, knock knock, FBI, open the fuck up. You were only 16 too. You wouldn't be that bad, right? To put things into perspective, the youngest nation here is America with the human age appearance of 19 years old. And if we go by the popular half your age plus 7 rule that's usually used for dating, that would make the youngest person a 19-year-old could date 16 and a half. And this isn't even bringing in the fact that nations are hundreds of years old, with China being the oldest at over 4,000 years old. And even America is over 200 years old as a nation. Realistically speaking, a human in a romantic relationship with a nation is kind of creepy. I'm not hating on anyone that ships a human OC with a Hetalia character, but if we're talking realistic terms, it's creepy. But this house had horny guys in it. What if they think naughty is turning on? The grammar that, okay, what if your blushing made them get a boner? So many possibilities ran through your head. Punished? What the hell? Prussia, you made her nose start to bleed, Kennedy yelled as he shoved a kitchen towel under your nose. Rest in peace, kitchen towel. That blood will never be washed out. Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful opportunity, you said aloud. Yes, Jessica, praise the Lord. Okay, so the author is going to be using the name Jessica from now on, and that's what I'm going to be doing as well. Alright, so that's everything. I want to thank you guys so much for listening, and I also want to say, on Hetalia Mino, I just reached over 500 followers, and I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for following me and stuff. And if you want to see what I do on Hetalia Mino, my username is Ghost the Dog, and it has colons in between the user and dashes between Ghost and the dog. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.